How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of I Am Zain Film Class. I am your host, Zain. And today we're flipping the lens and talking about something every filmmaker should know about and brush up on is photography. Photography isn't just a side hustle or a different skill set, it's a foundation of good cinematography. So whether you're shooting your next short film or prepping for a client gig, here are 4 essential tips to leveling up your photography skills. Tip number 1, master the exposure triangle. Let's start with the basics. The exposure triangle is the ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. You've probably heard about these before, but probably didn't understand how they all work together. And it's always like a constant struggle in finding the consistency. For example, if you're outdoors in a bright light, drop down your ISO as low as 100. Lighten up your aperture and adjust the shutter speed to avoid overexposing your image. Each setting affects not just the brightness, but how the image feels. So a wide aperture is really for shallow depth of field, and that equals what? Cinematic focus. Faster shutter speed gives you a crisp action shot, and a high ISO brightens the image but it adds more grain. Now that's perfectly fine if you want that, but if you don't want that and you want it to be less noisy, you really got to know the capabilities of your camera. Here's a challenge for you. Go shoot the same subject 3 different exposures. Then ask yourself which one feels more cinematic and why. Tip number 2, experiment with focal points. Focal points in photography is what you choose to focus on and literally tells the viewers what you care about. Focus on the character's hand gripping a letter instead of their face. Now the story becomes more about the object and less about the person. You want to use depth of field creatively. A foreground in focus with a blurred background creates a sense of intimacy. If you reverse it, it adds a bit of mystery. Tip number 3, capture environmental portraits. With environmental portraits, it's not just about headshots. It's about the character studies. It shows who someone is and where their beliefs belong. For example, if you're filming a mechanic, don't just shoot them close up. Show them in their garage, their hands are dirty, overall surrounding environment. That tells the story in just a still image. Here's a challenge for you. Photograph a person in their natural setting and try to reveal 3 things about them without using a single word. And then tag me in the comments below. I would love to see what you've done. And there you have it. 4 essential photography tools every filmmaker should master. And here's a quick recap. 1, learn the exposure triangle. And 2, play around with focal points. Just experiment. 3, environmental portraits. Make sure that you capture them in their natural habitat, their environment that gives them a lot of life, like a ballerina in a dance room. And 4, negative space. Make sure you show the scale of a person by showing the environment and then just focusing in. Maybe they walked into a light and you just make sure you show the entire environment, and now you're isolating them and showing how big the world is by having a little sliver of light highlight just them. These don't make your photos better, they just make your film stronger and more intentional, just so that way it makes your visuals more powerful. And before we go, I would like to give a big shout out to Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. That movie was absolutely amazing. Tom Cruise always manages to take the bar a step higher. One of the best action stars in Hollywood in general. I don't know anyone bigger than Tom Cruise when he's doing all his stunts when it comes to action. Obviously, I personally would bring Jason Statham to the fold, but we all know that Tom Cruise, he really knows how to make that franchise Mission Impossible explode. No pun intended. I saw it in IMAX, it was absolutely amazing. Definitely well worth the money, so check it out. And if you found this helpful, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that way you could stay up to date with our next episode. On that note, keep creating, keep experimenting, and I'll be catching you next week.
I'm in focus mode, lens lock, see the vision clear. Stacking frames of ambition, every shot's a souvenir. I've been grinding through the noise, drowning out the chatter. 1,000 out of focus, I'm the one that really matters. From the basement to the penthouse, steady with the shot. Dreams developing, I'm building while they talking what I'm not. I move in silence like I'm shooting.